If you guys love playing chess, if you guys love playing for the white pieces but struggle while playing for the black pieces, then guys this video is for you, because in this video I am going to show you 5 insane opening tricks that you can use as a black player and can win the game in just 15 to 20 moves, or you can achieve very high winning chances. You can achieve very high positional advantage. You can get a very high win rate in just 10 to 15 moves. So guys, this is me Shivam Kumar, your host. You are watching Mr. Citadel Chess, and let's go with this. So white plays b4, the queen's pawn opening, one of the very aggressive because it gives birth to bishop f4, the London system, and very positional because this pawn is directly defended by this queen. So that's why white can simply focus on development, and that makes it more aggressive because black can introduce multiple pieces at the in the gameplay right at a second move. So guys, black has to be very careful while dealing with d4 maneuver. Now, black can play f5, the Dutch defense. Black can play e5, the England gambit. Black can play knight f6, the Indian game or Indian defense kind of thing. Now, if we look at the first position, we have f5, the Dutch defense. Then we have c4 going for the queen's gambit kind of structure, a very classical move. We go with the e6, defending this pawn and also weakening our this king's ef file, but the queen has no scope to jump at this h5, so we don't have to worry about it because your opponent hasn't played e4, right? So the Dutch defense actually works pretty well against the queen's gambit. Now we have knight c3, a normal move. Then we go with bishop b4, pinning this knight to the king. That's fine. Bishop d2, unpinning this knight. That's great. We have knight f6, a development move. That's fine. We have a3, hitting on the bishop. Now you can trade this knight with the bishop. So we have bishop takes bishop, and then we have b6, hoping to go c5 someday, and also aiming to control these two squares. Now we have knight f3, development. We go with bishop b7, a normal move, a development of fianchetto to control this last diagonal. Then we have e3, black play castle, and then we have bishop d2, white also going for a castle. We have knight e4, one of the very key move in this Dutch defense, guys, because from the centralization of the knight, we can control multiple squares, a very great attacking position. And yes, some point of time after knight moves at from the e4, there is a chance of discover attack from the bishop. So that's fine with us, right? Since we have open queen's diagonal at the king side, it's again a very good tactical maneuver. Queen c2 is one of the move to hit on this knight and also to defend the bishop so that pawn structure wouldn't get ruined and this pawn doesn't become isolated. This pawn doesn't become doubled. That's fine. We have d6, doesn't worry about it. Castle, we go with knight d7, a development. Knight d2, hitting on this knight. We go with the queen g5 because knight earlier f3 was protecting this g5 square, but right now it's vacant. I'm not saying it myself, but in the database, knight d2 is 26% played, the top numbered most played move. So we went with knight d2, that's fine. And then we have queen g5. Now, as I said, bishop's attack on this g2 is very fatal when we have queen on the g file. Moreover, the moment knight moves anywhere, there is a chance of instant checkmate. So that's actually very fatal attack. Now, if knight take this knight, that's fine. We have bishop take this knight, hitting on this queen and also going for this checkmate. That's great. If pawn blocks it, just grab this queen. You are going to win this game in no time because this pawn is also hanging and then this bishop will be hanging. That's fine. Let's say your opponent played f3, directly hitting on this knight. Then again, this pawn is hanging as I said earlier. So queen take this pawn with a check. That's fine. And now guys, in this particular position, knight g3 is one of the very good move here. So pawn take this knight because there is nothing that white can do. So pawn has to take it. Then we go with rook f6, going for this h6 checkmate. And there is nothing that white can do. You are going to win this game. That's fine. It was the 15th move. And yes, 16th move is just a checkmate. That's fine. So guys, we have seen f5, the Dutch defense. Let's go with the e5, the England gambit, the second opening that you can try as a black. It's very great. Pawn takes pawn, we go with d6, offering another pawn takes pawn, bishop takes this pawn, that's fine. We have open d file, we have semi-open e file because there is still a pawn at e2. So don't worry, it will work for us. We are actually sacrificing a pawn to gain lead in development. Knight s3, knight c6, knight c3, a development. We go with bishop g4, hitting on this knight so that this pawn structure would get ruined and we get an open e file. That's fine. Then we have pawn to e3, opening up bishop's diagonal. We go with queen e7, hitting on this pawn. And now bishop e2, unpinning this knight to the queen. That's fine. We have castle. And now white can play bishop d2 and white can play castle because at the database, most played move is bishop d2, but we have 25% people playing castle also. So guys, let's go with the castle line first. So the moment white goes for castle, you are going to win this game in no time. Like how? So the thing is that we have first of all bishop take this knight, bishop takes bishop, and guess what? A very great maneuver. Bishop sacrifice, king takes, rook take this queen. Literally a very amazing maneuver because we have rook takes. Of course, rook takes rook is a normal move, but you won a queen and that's what more important. So that's fine. Now, if white doesn't play castle, he will probably play bishop d2, the most played move. And don't worry, just go for development. We will attack in very great way. So we have knight f6 development, we have castle, and we go with h5, aiming to go with h4 to control this major square. Why? Because bishop is also already controlling the h2. So that is actually a good tactical maneuver. Now we have h3, just hitting on the bishop. What you have to do? Just trade this bishop with a knight. Bishop takes this bishop, and we go with coup into this e5, going for this instant checkmate. So white plays g3 to defend this instant checkmate threat. Then we go with the h4, hitting on this pawn. White plays knight e2, defending this pawn. We just take it, knight takes, and then we have what? Queen e6, hitting on this pawn twice. So bishop defending this pawn, then we don't care, just take this knight, that's fine. We have pawn takes, and now guys, it's actually very great because this pawn can become hanging after knight e4, hitting on this knight again because there is no defense here. Let's say queen comes for a trade and hoping to defend this pawn. Don't worry about it. Just take it. Pawn takes, and now there are two doubled pawns at this g file. That's fine with us. You could take this pawn, but I will recommend do something else because this bishop is also hanging. So yes, take this bishop with the knight, hitting on this rook. Let's say rook take this pawn, and then we have knight to this e5, hitting on this rook, hitting on this pawn. Rook comes for defend, and then guys, you just play logically. You are going to win this game in no time because the structure is very ruined for the white. And if it on the database, engine, so engine gives us actually minus 4.4 rating. That's fine, you can win this game. Okay, so we have seen f5, the Dutch defense. They have seen e5, the England gambit. Let's go with knight f6, one of the very positional, very great move. It's called the Indian defense. Now we have bishop f4, the London system. And guys, Indian defense works great against the London system. It's really very amazing. We have c5, hitting on this pawn directly. Guys, if we have c3 defending this pawn like this, so we just grab this pawn, pawn takes pawn, and then we have queen b6, hitting on this pawn simultaneously. There is nothing that white can do. He is gonna lose any one of these two pawns. So that's why guys, most of the players doesn't play this move like c3. They don't play c3. Instead, they play e3 to defend this pawn here. Then we have pawn takes pawn, and we have pawn takes pawn. That's fine. Then we have pawn to this g6, aiming to over fianchetto, the king's Indian defense. Then we have c3, defending this pawn. That's fine. We have bishop g7, going for fianchetto, knight f3. Then we have castle. We have computer development. That's fine. Bishop d3. We have d6. Oh, aiming to go e5 at some point of time. So we have knight b d2, and we have knight c6, just controlling this e5 square, adding more pressure in the center. And guys, most of the players are gonna play castle here, so let's go for a castle, and then we just strike in the center with e5. Pawn takes pawn, and we have knight take this pawn, so knight takes knight, and we have bishop take this knight. Guess what? Bishop is hitting on this knight, but that's actually defended twice, so we don't have to worry about it. But white's bishop is hanging, so yes, queen take this bishop, and you just grab a free piece here, so that's actually fine with you. So it is actually very position opening for the black players. So if you ever want a full opening course, or if you ever want how to play King's Indian defense, or if you want how to play any kind of Indian defense, then let me know in the comments. I will surely make a video on this. So guys, we have already discussed d4, the queen's pawn opening. Let's go with the e4, the king's pawn opening. One of the most common move at the amateur level, and from the e4, white is proclaiming the control over center. It's called the very aggressive opening, guys, because from the e4 only, white can unleash multiple threats on black's king. Like white can go with the e4. Oh, sorry, it's a f4, the king's gambit. Bishop c4, bishop's opening. Knight f3, then bishop c4, Italian system, bishop b5, Rui Lopez, c3, Ponziani. Then we have knight to this c3, pawn to this f4, the Vienna gambit. There are a hell lot of traps that white can unleash. That's why guys, black actually struggles while playing against e4. But don't worry, I'm going to show you two great and major openings that you can use against e4. So first of all, go with the e5, the standard king's pawn openings response, standard king's pawn opening from your side by e5. Then knight f3, the most common move, you play knight c6, that's fine. Then we have bishop c4, one of the very common move, the Italian system. And now guys, you could play knight f6, the two knight defense called the Polario defense, or you can play f5, the Russo gambit. I would recommend you go with the f5, so that's what we are gonna discuss it at the end of the video. First of all, the most played move, knight f6, the two knight defense. Then your opponent will see that knight g5 and knight f7 is actually a threat of right lever, so he is going to go for it. I mean 33% people are gonna play knight g5 going for this right lever attack. Then you have to play d5, hitting on this pawn, hitting on this bishop. Pawn takes pawn, that's fine. And now you don't have to take this pawn with the knight because that's a blunder, because after knight take this pawn, king takes queen check. Now this knight is actually doubly attacked. If you ever play king g8, that's just a great mistake, because that this will end up into a checkmate. So that's a checkmate. So that's why, guys, you don't have to take this pawn with the knight, but instead you have to play b5, a very great move that Magnus Carlsen once played against Dom Raju Gukesh. And guys, it was actually a very great move. That match actually ended up into a draw, but this move was very great. And since you are not playing against Gukesh Domaraju, so if you ever play b5, your opponent is going to get confused and you can win this game. Don't worry. Bishop take this pawn is one of the most common move. Then we have queen take this pawn, hitting on the bishop, hitting on this pawn at the g2, and that's way more major threat, because of the g2, this knight is hanging, this rook is hanging. Literally very amazing. So bishop take this knight, so queen take this bishop, that's fine. If they went for a castle, of course they are going for a castle. That's the most played move. 66% people are going for a castle, so let's go for a castle. We go with bishop with this b7, going for this instant checkmate. If queen f3, we go with the e4, hitting on this queen, so that's fine. If knight f3, don't worry, you have to also go for a queen side castle, because you need your rook to become active. Let's say they go with d3, we go with g5, aiming to go with the g4, hitting on this knight, and then simply go for this checkmate. So bishop d pawn is one of the common move. Then we have rook g8, hitting on this bishop once again. And now, guys, it's very important for the white to focus properly, because if they play any random move like they play a3, then that's a fatal error, because after rook takes this bishop, knight takes, and then queen take this pawn at g2, that's a instant checkmate. So that's why, guys, bishop take this knight is one of the common move here, and white should play like this only. Bishop take this knight, hitting on this rook. Then we have queen take this bishop, knight b d2, we have bishop h6, hitting on this knight again, that's fine. Queen e2, connecting both of the rooks, defending this square once more, and also defending this square also. And then only, guys, you have to play a very great move. It's rook sacrifice, and that's literally very amazing to see that how fast white is gonna get crushed. So rook sacrifice, king takes, then we have another rook check, king moves away, then we have bishop take this knight, that's fine. Queen takes, and yes, bishop take this knight, and that just checkmate. So like, this was actually very great trap. Okay, guys, finally we are on the last leg of this video, where we have discussed what we have discussed, knight f6 we have discussed, and the last move that we have to discuss is f5, the Russo gambit. It's actually very amazing opening, and you will literally get amazed, you will literally get shocked to see that how fast white is gonna get crushed. Now, most of the opponent gonna play d3, or they are gonna take this pawn with their pawn. So let's just go with the d3 first, because that's the most played move. No, it's not the most played move, it's the second numbered most played move. So let's go with the d3. Then we simply go with something else like bishop to this c5, hitting on this pawn. Now your opponent will see that knight to this g5 is actually defended by the bishop, and knight f7 is just a fork on these two important pieces. That is actually a fried liver. So your opponent may jump at knight g5. I'm not saying it's may, because 21% people are gonna jump at the knight g5. Then you have to play a very great move. It's pawn f4, because this f4 actually hinders this bishop's protection on the knight. So knight has no other way instead jumping on the f7 square, because that's why knight jumped at g5 on the first place. And now, guys, white is thinking that white has landed a fried liver attack anyhow. It is a kind of a fried liver. You can see this knight is hitting on the queen and also hitting on this rook. So that's a kind of fried liver. So yes, white has accomplished his goal. But don't worry, because the next move is very amazing. We have queen h4 hitting on this square, and that just really very amazing, because that will end up into a checkmate. So white plays castle, because if white take this rook, there is a checkmate at f2. So white plays castle, then we go with knight f6, that's fine. Knight take this rook, and we go with knight g4, hitting on this square thrice. Moreover, this pawn at h2 is weak, because that's a checkmate again. So white has to play h3 here. Then you just grab this pawn with the knight, because that will end up into a discover kind of thing. So let's say rook take this knight, because that's a main move. We just grab this rook with the queen. So guys, king moves away, and then you have to play f3 to go for this checkmate at g2 square. If queen takes, there is a queen g1 checkmate, that's fine. If pawn takes, nothing to worry about. We have d5, pawn takes. We simply go with bishop take this pawn, and there is again a threat to checkmate. Let's say queen comes to this square, just take it, that's a checkmate. That's actually blenderous move. Let's say queen to this d2 to defend this square, but there is queen g1 checkmate. So actually you are fine and you are going to win this game. So if we came back to this particular position where we discussed d3, let's say if pawn takes pawn, then what will happen? Simply go with the e5 hitting on this knight, that's fine. Your opponent will play queen e2, ping this pawn to the king. They play with queen e7, unpinning this pawn. This knight is actually hanging, so guys, knight moves away. And then you have to play knight f6, a very good move because that will protect queen h5 check. So that's actually very great. Then your opponent, I mean white, will play d3 to hit this pawn twice because we are also defending this pawn twice. But then you have to play knight d4 hitting on this queen and also threatening c2 a fork. That's fine. So white plays queen d1 defending the square, and you still take this pawn with a check. So let's say queen take this knight, and then you have to play pawn takes pawn at d3 hitting on this queen, and that's a discover check. Guys, you can see that queen defends, just take it. Knight takes, and guess what? You just won a queen here. Congratulations. It's really very amazing. Moreover, let's say your opponent play anything like, okay, it's our chance, right? So there is a this check. Let's say whoever blocks it, okay, knight blocks, that's fine. Then we simply just cover this bishop, our king with the bishop. Then you can simply go for a castle. That's great. Okay, you can't go for a castle, right? Okay, that's fine. You can simply go with a d5 first, hitting on the bishop. So let's say bishop moves away, grab this pawn, and then you can simply go for a queenside castle. That's fine. You are going to win this game in no time. So this was the Russo Gambit, and these were all the 5 insane opening gambit or traps or tactics that you can try as a black player. They achieve very high win rate in just 12 to 15 moves. So guys, that's all for today. This is me, Shubham Kumar, your host. You are watching Mr. Citadel Chess. If you have liked this video, then do like, share, comment, and subscribe the channel. And I will meet you in the next video. So till then, take care.